Okay, so I'll start with the question. Determine the magnitude and the direction of smallest force P. So here you can see this is the diagram which is given in the question, and these two diagrams are not given in the question. Okay, so this diagram we have to draw. Okay, and this diagram also we have to draw. It is not given in the question. In question this diagram is given. So what is asked here is we have to calculate smallest force P required. Okay, so this value should be smallest. We have to find magnitude as well as direction. So here if you consider this P might be at some angle. Okay, so we have to basically calculate that angle theta as well as magnitude of P, smallest force required to start the wheel W equal to 10 Newton over the block. So this type of theory we have seen during the theory session, where a block was given and there is a cylinder, and when force P is applied, it is just enough to roll the cylinder over the rectangular block. It is of that type. Okay, now understand how we have to draw FBD in this case. So in the question this diagram is given. Okay, after that I have drawn this diagram. Okay, now understand what is done in this diagram. So if you consider this is the cylinder and this is the rectangular block, and here this is the P force which is applied. Now we have to find what is the magnitude of this P force, smallest magnitude, and what is the angle of this P, and we define it with respect to this plane. Okay, so this plane is like this. So parallel to that we have drawn a dotted line and we have considered this angle theta. So we will find this value of angle theta. Now from the basic geometry, if you see the height of the block is given over here. What is the height of the block? 15 centimeter. Okay, so if you draw a triangle over here, now this is which type of support? Knife edge support. Okay, so that is why reaction, it will pass through this point and it will go through point C. Now why it will go through point C? Because how many forces are there over here? 3 forces. How I understood that there are 3 forces? Now this P, it is just enough to roll the cylinder over the rectangular block. So there will not be any reaction force at this surface. Okay, so that force is not there over here. So we are not considering reaction. Why? Because this is the force at instant when this cylinder, it is just raised. Okay, so that is why here reaction is not there. Then what are the remaining forces in this diagram? 10 Newton is there, which is weight of the cylindrical block, and P is there, and then there will be reaction. So this is basically 3-force system, and we know that this numerical is on equilibrium. So body is in equilibrium and 3 forces are there. So these 3 forces should be concurrent and passing through one point, right? So that is why reaction force which is acting at A, it will pass through point C. Okay, so like this reaction will be there. Now if you see the radius of the cylinder, it is given over here, it is 60 centimeter, and height of the block is 15 centimeter. So 16 minus this height is 15. So this distance you will get as 45 centimeter. Okay, now if you join A to C, C is the center of the cylinder. So this is the radius part, 60 centimeter I have shown, and opposite side is 45 centimeter. And we are defining an angle over here which is angle alpha. So how can we calculate this angle alpha? Sin theta is opposite side which is 45 upon hypotenuse which is 60. So I will write down that calculation now. So alpha we can calculate, which is equal to sin inverse, opposite side is 45 upon 60 hypotenuse. So from here I can calculate alpha, which is 48.59 degree. So this alpha angle we have calculated now. Now after calculating angle alpha, what is asked in the question, we have to basically calculate smallest force P and its direction, means we have to calculate theta. Okay, so now what I'll do, I'll draw the FBD again. Okay, so here you can see this is the surface and this is the horizontal, and this part is the normal reaction, okay, to the this one, and it passes through the center. Okay, now what will be the angle? This angle we have already calculated, right? This is reaction which is passing through center, and if you see, this is one line and this is one line, they are parallel. If this is alpha, so this angle will also be alpha. So that is why here you can see this value has been given 48.59 degree. Okay, then this angle we have already defined, which is theta, and now we will see this weight part. Okay, now this weight, it is acting in downward direction. Here you can see. Now what will be this angle? This angle is 60. Why? Because if you consider a triangle over here like this, okay, so this angle is 30, this is 90, so this angle will be 60 degree. Okay, so angle of vertical with respect to inclined, which is at 30 degree, that angle is 60 degree. So here also you can see this is that parallel to the surface. Okay, so this line and vertical, it should be 60. That is why here angle is 60 degree. Okay, now after showing this angle, we have drawn the FBD, and if you see all the forces, how many forces are there in this case? 3 forces are there. One is applied force P, then reaction is there, and downward weight of the cylinder is there. Okay, so basically what we can do after drawing this one is we can change the nature of all the forces. Either it will be push nature or pull nature. So I'll convert. P is already in pull nature, it is acting away from the body. Then 10 Newton is also acting away from the body. So I'll transfer this R in this direction. Okay, so this will be R, reaction. Now angle of reaction, this is the reaction. What will be this angle? This will be alternate angle. Okay, so this will be 48.59 degree. This part is alternate angle. So I'll show you the next diagram now. So if you see this diagram, this is the inclined line, and this line inclination is with respect to horizontal is 30 degree. Okay, I have moved the resultant over here, and angle of resultant with respect to this line, it is 48.59 as we discussed over here. So if you see this diagram, between this line and this line, this is 48.59, so this will be alternate angle, 48.59. So same thing I have shown over here, this is 48.59. Okay, so this is R, then this is P, and this is weight 10 Newton. Okay, now this angle, this is 60 degree. Okay, you can see the diagram, this is 60 degree. So that I have written, and this we are considering as theta. Now this total angle, it is 180. So what will be this angle? This angle will be 180 minus 48.59 minus theta. So 131.41 minus theta. Okay, next, if you consider this total is 180 degree, and this angle we know it is 60. So 180 minus 60, this will be 120 degree. Okay, so we have found out all the angles. Now we can, and also here in this case we have 3 concurrent forces, and all the forces are having same nature. Okay, here you can see all the forces, they are moving out from the center point. Okay, so nature is pull nature on all the 3 forces. So we can apply Lami's theorem. So using Lami's theorem, what we can write, what is the force here? P divided by the remaining 2 forces sine of included angle. Okay, so that will be 108.59. So I'll write it down, P upon sine 108.59 is equal to, we'll consider now 10 Newton. Okay, so 10 divided by sine of 131.41 minus theta. So 10 upon sine 131.41 minus theta. Now when will be this P minimum? Okay, when this angle here, this is 90 degree. Okay, so sine of 90 is 1. So in that case, you will get P value as minimum. Okay, so I'll write it down. Therefore, P is equal to 10 into sine 108.59 divided by sine 131.41 minus theta. Okay, for P mean, what I can write is 131.41 minus theta is equal to 90 degree. Okay, so from here I'll get theta value. So theta is 41.41 degree. And if you substitute, if you consider this value as sine 90 equal to 1, we can directly get P value from the numerator. What will be P value? It will be 10 into sine 108.59. So P mean is equal to 10 into sine 108.59. So from here I can calculate P mean, which is equal to 9.478. What is the unit of force? Newton. Okay, Newton. So this is answer and this is answer. Now we'll again go back to the question and see what was asked. It was asked, determine magnitude and direction of smallest force P required to start the wheel. Okay, so here we consider the angle of P with respect to this plane. Okay, this is parallel. This angle was theta. So we calculated this angle theta and smallest value of P. Okay, now next numerical is a big numerical. Okay, I'll read the question. Two identical rollers, each of weight 500 Newton. So here you can see this is roller 1 and this is roller 2. Both are having weight of 500 Newton. So weight will act at center of gravity like this, which is 500 Newton. And radius R. So both the rollers are having radius R as shown in figure, are kept on a right angle frame ABC. So here you can see this is right angle frame ABC having negligible weight. So we have to basically neglect the weight of this frame. Assuming smooth surfaces, so here you can see these points I have given. Okay, this is the diagram given in the question. So wherever the roller 2 is touching the frame, I have given 1, then this is 2, then this is 3 and this is 4. You can start from this point also. This can be 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so I have given the numbering over here. So basically what is said in the question over here is assuming smooth surfaces, meaning here friction is not there. Okay, at all the contact surfaces. Find the reactions induced at all the contact surfaces. Now if you see this frame, it is having hinge support at B and roller support at C. Okay, so when roller support is there, there will be one perpendicular reaction over here. That reaction will be RC. And if you consider this point B over here, there will be two reactions. One will be, suppose this is HB and this will be VB. So we have to calculate HB, VB, then we have to calculate RC, then we have to calculate what is the reaction over here. Okay, contact, this is smooth surface. Okay, so here there will be R1, then here there will be R2, R3 and R4. So we have to calculate all these reactions. Now to begin with, what I have shown over here is, this is FBD of cylinder 1, this is cylinder 1 and this is cylinder 2. So FBD of cylinder 1 is shown over here, FBD of cylinder 2 is shown over here. Okay, so we'll discuss this part. Now since we have to calculate reactions at all the points, wherever there is contact, that point has to be separated. So that is why if you see, I have shown cylinders, whatever FBD I have drawn, that is FBD of C1 and FBD of C2. It is not FBD of both the cylinders together, because we have to calculate this R2 as well. That is the reason. Okay, then if you see the top cylinder, we will start from the top cylinder. This cylinder, what is the weight? It is acting in downward direction, 500 Newton. Okay, now wherever this, if you see this cylinder, it is held in this position by the bottom cylinder because of this force. So that force will be R2 as shown over here. Okay, and there will be reaction at this point which is perpendicular to this frame. Okay, that will be R1. So I have shown R1, I have shown R2. Then after that we will see cylinder number 1. Okay, so here cylinder number 1 is drawn. Now if you consider FBD of cylinder number 1, this upper cylinder is trying to exert some force on the bottom cylinder in this direction. So that is why here you can see R2 has been shown. So basically these R2 forces, they are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. If you draw combined FBD of both the cylinders, that R2 will vanish. Okay. Now first cylinder C1, its weight is also 500 Newton. And then at this point we will have perpendicular reaction R4, and at this location we will have perpendicular reaction to the frame which is R3. Okay. Now after this we have to understand the angles. Okay, because angles are important over here, so we will see the angle part now. Okay, now we will start with cylinder 1. Here you can see this reaction, it will be basically parallel to this BC. Okay, why? Because it is perpendicular to AB, and this ABC, it is perpendicular over here. So if this is perpendicular, this reaction R4, it is parallel to this. Okay, so what will be the angle of this reaction? If you see with respect to horizontal, this will be 30 degree. Okay, and if you take alternate angle, this will be 30 degree. So that is why taking the alternate angle, here I have written angle as 30 degree. So this is about R4. Okay, next we will see R3. Now here if you see this reaction R3, here we can draw a triangle. Okay, suppose this is point B, this is point 3, and this is horizontal, and this is angle is given over here 30 degree. Okay, now if you draw perpendicular to this, okay, it will be like this. This will be perpendicular. So this is perpendicular, this angle will be 60 degree. Okay, so if you consider this reaction, this angle is 60 degree. So alternate angle, if you see this angle, it will be again 60 degree. That is why here you can see this angle is 60 degree, angle of R3 with respect to horizontal. Here you can see this is 60 degree. So that is why this is alternate angle 60 degree. Okay, so we have seen this angle, this angle. Now we will see R2. Now R2 reaction over here, if you draw a tangent over here, and for that tangent, that reaction will be perpendicular. Okay, so that again it will be parallel to this BC part. Okay, so that is why, and this BC, it is at an angle of 30 degree with respect to horizontal. So that is why R2 angle with respect to horizontal is 30 degree. So we have completed angles in this diagram. Now again R2 reaction with respect to horizontal, it is 30 as it is shown over here. And R1, if you see again this R1, it is perpendicular to this BC, and this angle we have already found out at R3. What is that angle? 60 degree. So same here also for R1, angle will be 60 degree. Why? Because if you consider this triangle over here, this angle is 30, this is 90, this is 60. Okay, and here alternate angle, if you see, this angle will also be 60. That is why here this angle is 60 degree. Okay, so we have completed with FBD of cylinder 1 and cylinder 2. Okay, now we will see FBD of frame ABC. Okay, so here you can see I have drawn this frame ABC, and at point B we have hinge. Okay, so here I have shown HB and VB, and this is roller support, so here there will be one reaction RC. Now in the question it is given that this total distance from B to C, this is 5 times of radius. Okay, so if you see the first roller, its radius will be, this distance will be, this total distance which I have marked, this will be 2r, and then second roller, this distance will be 2r. So what will be remaining distance? This distance will be only r. Why? Because total is 5r. So 2r plus 2R plus 1R will give 5R. Okay, now this for roller 1 reaction is in this direction, but if you consider frame, okay, this roller, it is exerting the force in this direction, so that is why on the frame reaction here you can see it is towards 0.3. okay, then if you consider 0.4, again if you are, see, we have already drawn FBD of C1 and C2. okay, now we are drawing FBD of ABC frame. So this C1, its reaction will be in this direction, so this will be R4. okay, this will be R3. Here we will have R1. okay, and last this will be only one reaction at point C because this is roller support RC. okay, now we will see the distance part. So if you consider this first R3 part, okay, here we have R3. What will be this distance? It is radius, so this distance is R. Then if you consider this R1, what will be the total distance from this point to this point? It will be, this is 2R plus this R. okay, total is 3R. so this is R and this is 2R, total will be 3R from this point to this point. okay, now after this we have reached over here. What will be this distance? This will be R up to here and this remaining R, so 2R. so that is why 2R has been shown over here. okay, now remember that when you show the cylinder part, reaction, it is towards the cylinder, okay, like this. But when you are drawing FBD of the frame, reaction is towards the frame, like this. okay, so this is FBD of frame. So understand this part now. Now if you see this C1, how many forces are there? 4 forces. okay, R4 is there, R3 is there, R2 is there, and 500 is there. So here all the forces are acting towards the center. okay, but there are 4 forces, so we cannot use Lami's theorem here. We have to use summation Fx equal to 0 for C1 and summation Fy equal to 0. okay, to calculate whatever is required. And then if you consider C2 cylinder, in C2 cylinder we can use Lami's theorem. Why? Because we have 3 forces which are concurrent and the nature of all the 3 forces are same. okay, they are acting towards the center of the roller. okay, so that is why for C2 we can use Lami's theorem. So I will write it down. For C2, using Lami's theorem. What I can write now? Equation will be 500 divided by sine of, what is this angle? Total is 180, this is 30, this is 60, so this will be 90. okay, so 500 divided by sine 90, this is 90 degree, equal to R1 upon sine of, this is 90 plus 30, 120, equal to R2 upon sine of, what is this angle? 90 plus 60, 150. okay, so I will write down Lami's theorem. okay, now you can see we have one value over here, so we can calculate R1 and R2. okay, so I will write down the values of R1 and R2. R1 is 433.01 Newton. What will be direction of R1? With respect to horizontal, it is 60 degree. So this angle will be 60 degree. Then I can write down R2, which is equal to 250 Newton. What is angle of R2? With respect to horizontal, that is 30 degree. okay, so since we are considering C2, I will draw it like this. This is 30 degree. Okay, so we have calculated R1 and R2. Now after completing cylinder 2, we will go for cylinder 1. So for C1, we have to write down conditions of equilibrium. Okay, I'll bring the diagram on the bottom side. Now summation of Fx is equal to 0. Okay, so first force, if you consider R4, this is towards right. Okay, so it will be plus R4 cos 30. Then second force, if you consider R3, okay, x direction it will be towards left, so minus of R3, angle with respect to horizontal is 60, so cos 60 minus, next if you see R2, its horizontal component is towards left. Okay, so that is why minus R2 cos 30, angle with respect to horizontal of R2 is 30. So x component will be cos component. And the last force, if you see 500 Newton, this is vertical, so it will not come in summation Fx equal to 0. Okay, so this value is equal to 0. Now in this case, we have value of R2. Okay, so we can get equation in terms of R4 and R3. So I'll write down the equation. R4 cos 30 minus R3 cos 60 is equal to 250 cos 30. Okay, suppose this is equation 1. Now we will write summation Fy equal to 0. In y direction, if you consider R4, okay, this will be the vertical component, it is in upward direction. So plus R4, and angle of R4 with respect to horizontal is 30. Okay, so vertical component will be sine. So plus R4 sine 30. Then next, if you see R3 force, its vertical component, it is in upward direction, so plus R3, and angle is with respect to x axis, so it will be sine. So plus R3 sine 60. Then next is R2. Okay, this R2, x component is towards left and y component will be downward. Okay, so this will be negative. So minus R2 sine 30. Then last is this 500 Newton weight, so minus 500 is equal to 0. Now we can simplify this. We will get R4 sine 30 plus R3 sine 60 equal to 250 sine 30 plus 500. This is equation 2. So we have to solve equation 1 and equation 2 simultaneously. Here we have R4 unknown in both the equations and R3 is also unknown. Okay, so we can calculate this on solving 1 and 2 simultaneously. What we will get, R4 value is equal to 500 Newton and R3 value is equal to 433.01 Newton. Now what is the direction of R4? With respect to x-axis, this R4 is 30 degree. So I'll show the angle of R4. This is 30 degree and R3 angle with respect to horizontal, it is 60 degree. Okay, so we have calculated R4 and R3 and here we have calculated R1 and R2. Now what is remaining? So basically if you see the diagram over here, R4, R3, R2 over here and R1 we have calculated. Okay, now if you consider this FBD of frame, for this frame we have R4, R3, R1. Okay, what are the unknowns in case of frame? HB is unknown, VB is unknown, and RC is unknown. Now at which location maximum unknown is there we can take moment. So if you take moment about point B, okay, moment of HB will be 0, moment of VB will be 0. And if you take the moment of remaining forces, here you can see only unknown is what? RC. So RC we can calculate. Okay, so I'll write down from FBD of frame, I'll copy that FBD over here. So I have shown FBD of frame over here, so I can write down summation of moment about point B is equal to 0. Okay, so here I can write down now moment. So what will be the moment? Keep your thumb over here, keep your index finger at R3, rotate your index finger in the direction of arrow. Okay, so this will be clockwise. So clockwise means moment is negative. So minus R3 into distance is R. Okay, next force R1 is there. Keep your thumb over here, keep your index finger over here, rotate in the direction of arrow. It is clockwise. So minus R1 into what is the total distance? 3R. Okay, so into 3R. Then next is RC. Okay, so RC, if you keep your thumb at point B, keep your index finger near RC, rotate in the direction of RC. This is anti-clockwise, so this will be positive. So plus RC into what is the total distance? 5R. Okay, so this distance is 5R, and then last moment of R4 is remaining. Okay, so this R4, it is in anti-clockwise direction. So keep your thumb at B, keep your index finger over here, rotate index finger in the direction of arrow. This is anti-clockwise. So here we will have plus R4 multiplied by. Now what is this height over here? This height, it will be radius. Okay, we'll see the diagram. Okay, so if you see this part, this is the reaction R1. Okay, so this height will be how much? Radius. So that R4 into R equal to 0. So if you take all the R is common in all the left hand side, so you can take R common and it will go towards right and become 0. Okay, and now we have all the values over here. We have value of R3, R1 and R4. So we can calculate RC in this equation. Okay, so from here we can calculate RC. Value of RC is 246.41 Newton. Okay, now direction of that RC, it is there in the diagram, right? Here it is clearly visible. If you see the main diagram, this is the direction of RC. Okay, so no need to again show the angle over there, it is understood. So this is value of RC. Okay, next we will consider to calculate HB and VB, summation Fx equal to 0 and summation Fy equal to 0. Now understand the x-axis and y-axis in this case. We will consider along this side x-axis and this will be y-axis. Okay. So I'll write down summation Fx equal to 0. This is next condition of equilibrium. Why I am using this? Because if you see this frame ABC, this has a general force system. Okay, so that is why we are using summation of moment about point B equal to 0, summation Fx equal to 0 and summation Fy equal to 0. So I'll write down summation Fx equal to 0. So HB, it is acting towards right, so it will be plus HB. Then next force is this R4. Na? What is value of R4? R4 is 500. So R4 is towards left, so minus 500. And all the other remaining forces, they are in y direction. Okay, so this much will be the equation and equal to 0. So from here we can calculate HB, which is equal to 500 Newton. Now since this value is positive, our assumed direction of HB, okay, this was the direction of HB which we assumed, that is correct. Okay, so this is HB answer. Next we will use summation Fy equal to 0. Okay, all the vertical forces. Okay, so y axis is this one. So we will consider plus VB. This will be plus VB, then minus R3 minus R1 plus RC equal to 0. So plus VB minus R3 minus R1 plus RC is equal to 0. Now we have value of RC, R3 and R1. So only unknown over here is VB. So we can calculate VB, which is equal to 619.61 Newton. Okay, now we have basically, if you see the question, what is asked in the question, we have to calculate, find the reactions indicated at all contact surfaces. So we have calculated R4, R3, R2, R1, then HB we have calculated, VB and RB we have calculated. Only thing what is remaining is net resultant RB. Okay, that we can calculate from HB and VB. Okay, so I'll write down resultant reaction at B. This value will be RB equal to under root of HB square plus VB square. Okay, HB value you can substitute and you will get answer 796.19 Newton. Okay, then we can calculate theta, which is tan inverse mod of VB upon HB. Substitute the values here. Tan inverse VB value is 619.61 divided by HB value is 500. So here we can calculate theta 51.1 degree. Okay, now you can show the resultant. This is the horizontal. Here we have that hinge point B. Okay, now this will be HB. What is the inclination of HB with respect to horizontal, that we will see. Okay, this is HB will be like this. It is parallel to this BC, right? It is actually collinear. So this angle is how much? 30 degree. Okay, so that angle will be 30 degree. So this angle is 30 degree. Then VB, it will be perpendicular to that. So this will be VB, which is perpendicular to HB. Now resultant angle, it is always with respect to HB. Okay, so I'll show the resultant now. That resultant will be like this. And what is the angle? 50. So suppose this angle is 45. So 50 will be somewhere over here. This will be RB, and angle of RB with respect to HB, that is theta, which we calculated. So that angle is 51.1 degree. Okay, now here you can use the trigonometry. If you complete this triangle over here, tan theta, which is tan of 51.1, is equal to, this is 90 degree. Opposite side, which is VB, upon adjacent side, which is HB. Okay, so we can cross verify the solution. That is why this angle of resultant and this angle theta which we calculated, it is with respect to this HB. Okay, remember that this is not with respect to horizontal. Okay, it is actually with respect to HB force. Okay, that can be either horizontal or it can be inclined. So RB makes an angle of, what is the net angle which we get with respect to horizontal if you add 51.1 with plus 30. So we can write down RB makes an angle of 81.1 degree with horizontal. So this is RB and this is theta. So we'll go through the question. Two cylinders C1 and C2 are connected by a rigid bar. So here you can see one cylinder is there, C1, and this is second cylinder, C2. Two cylinders are connected by a rigid bar. So here you can see C1 and C2, they are connected by this rigid bar of negligible weight hinged to the each cylinder. So this rigid bar, it is hinged at the center of both the cylinders and left to rest in equilibrium in the position shown under the application of force P applied at the center of the cylinder 2. Okay, now when this force P is applied, this complete setup, it is in equilibrium. Determine the magnitude of force P if weights of cylinder 1 and 2 are 100 Newton and 50 Newton respectively. So weight of cylinder 1, this is 100 Newton, and weight of cylinder 2, this is 50 Newton. Okay. So what we will do, we will draw FBD of cylinder 1 first. Okay. So what is the weight of that? It is 100 Newton. So I'll draw the FBD of cylinder 1. So this is cylinder 1. So here we will have R1 reaction, suppose, and this will be 90 degree. Okay, now understand the angles over here. Suppose we consider a triangle over here like this. This is perpendicular. Okay, so this is perpendicular, this is 60 degrees, so this angle will be how much? 30 degree. So that is why the angle of this reaction force which is acting over here with respect to horizontal, this will be how much? 30 degree. Why? Because it will be alternate angle. Okay, so I'll show that R1. So this will be R1 and angle is 30 degree. Next, weight is acting in downward direction, so this will be 100 Newton. And if you see, there is a rod in between over here. Okay, so when this force P is applied, okay, this cylinder and this rod, it will try to push this cylinder in this direction. Okay, so this will be the direction of force. Okay, so I'll write it down. Okay, now what is the direction of this force? This force is, suppose, force 1 to 2. Okay, this angle with respect to horizontal, it is 15 degree. Okay, so this will be alternate angle. Here angle is 15, so this angle will also be 15. So I'll mark that angle. So this angle is 15 degree. Okay, so we have drawn FBD of cylinder 1. Okay, now we can apply Lami's theorem over here. Why? Because here we have three forces, and these three forces are concurrent, and nature of all the three forces, they are acting towards the center. Okay, so I can write down for cylinder 1 using Lami's theorem. What I can write down, we'll see this part now. This is 100 upon this angle. Okay, sine of this angle, this will be how much? This is 30, this is 15. So what will be this angle? 135. Okay, so this angle will be, so 100 upon sine 135 equal to R1 upon, now what will be this angle? This is R1. So sine of included angle of other two forces. What will be this angle? 90 plus 15, 105. Sine 105 equal to F122 divided by sine. What is the angle over here? This is 90 plus 30, 120. Okay, from here we can calculate R1. R1 is equal to 136.6. What is the magnitude of force unit given? Here you can see 100 Newton, 50 Newton. So this unit will be in Newton force. Then F122 also we can calculate, which is 122.47 Newton. What is asked in the question? We have to calculate P. So we have calculated right now for cylinder 1. Now we will consider cylinder 2. Okay, so I will show the direction of force on the rod now. Okay, suppose, okay, this is the rod. Now if you consider this rod 1 to 2, this on this rod now there are compressive loading, because this cylinder is trying to push the rod in this direction, and this cylinder it is trying to push the rod in this direction because of this load applied. Okay, so that is why I am showing here direction of that F122 for the rod. Okay, so this will be F122 and this will be F122 for the rod. Okay, now we will see for cylinder 2. Okay, now if you consider cylinder 2, for this cylinder how many forces are acting? Don't forget the weight of the cylinder. Okay, here it is given that for second cylinder, what is the weight? 50 Newton. So here weight will be there 50 Newton. Then this magnitude of force P we have to calculate. So this is second force. Here there will be a reaction R2 which is perpendicular to the surface, and this rod will exert the force at the center. Okay, so this will be F122. So how many forces are there? 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, and line of action of all the forces, it passes through the center of this cylinder C2. Okay, so I'll draw the FBD now. So this is cylinder C2. Okay, here we have force P which is applied. What is the angle of force P given with respect to vertical? If you see the question, angle of force P with respect to vertical, it is 45 degree. So with respect to horizontal, it will be again 45 degree. So I'll show that angle. So this angle is 45 degree. Next, weight of the cylinder, it is acting in downward direction. That weight is 50 Newton. Okay, and if you see F122, okay, that is acting in this direction. Why? Because if you see this roller, to this roller this rod is connected, and this roller or cylinder, it is there on this inclined surface. So this roller, it will try to move in this direction. Because of that, this rod will try to move in downward direction, and at point 2 force will be in this direction. That is why I have to show the force at point 2 in this direction. That is the reason. But this cylinder, it will not move in downward direction. Why? Because of this force P. So this force P is such that this system is in equilibrium. Okay, so we'll show that now. F122. What is the angle with respect to horizontal? 15 degree. So this will be force 1 to 2, and angle with respect to horizontal is 15 degree. Next we will see the reaction. Okay, now this reaction, it is perpendicular over here, and this angle is 45 degree. So this angle will be 45 degree, and alternate angle, this angle will also be 45 degree. So I'll show the force and the angle now. So this is the reaction. Reaction is R2, and angle over here, this angle is 45 degree. So we have drawn FBD of cylinder 2. Okay, now we will use, this is which type of system? If you see F1 to 2, 50 Newton, P and R2, all the forces are concurrent. Okay, what are the conditions of equilibrium for concurrent force system? Summation Fx equal to 0 and summation Fy equal to 0. We don't have to take moment in this case. Okay, so I'll write down the first condition, summation Fx equal to 0. So if you consider this P, its x component, it will act in left hand side. Okay, so this will be minus P cos 45. The next force, if we consider R2, its x component will act towards left hand side. So minus R2 cos 45. Now this 50 Newton will not come in x component, and F1 to 2 x component we have to consider. It is towards right, so plus F1 to 2 cos 15 equal to 0. Okay, so from here just substitute the values. So we can simplify this equation. P cos 45 plus R2 cos 45 is equal to 118.3. This is equation 1. Now we will consider summation Fy equal to 0. Okay, now in this case we have to consider y component. Okay, so what will be y component of this P? It will be downward. Okay, so it will be negative. I'll write it down over here, minus P sine 45. Why sine? Because angle is with respect to x axis. So x component was cos and y component is sine. Okay, so minus P sine 45. Then next is R2. Vertical component of R2, it is in upward direction. Okay, so it will be plus R2 sine 45. Next, if you see, we have completed R2 and we have F1 to 2. Okay, now here F1 to 2 y component, it will be in downward direction. Okay, so it will be minus F1 to, what is the, it will be cos or sine, angle is with respect to x axis. Okay, so we have to consider sine component over here. So sine 15. And last, don't forget the weight, it is minus 50 equal to 0. Okay, so if you substitute the values over here, we have value of F1 to 2. What is this value? F1 to 2 we have written over here. So this value we know, we can substitute that value. So we'll get one more equation here. So that equation is minus P sine 45 plus R2 sine 45 is equal to 81.69. This is equation number 2. Now we have to solve equation 1 and 2 simultaneously. So we can get, if you see equation 1 and equation 2, in both the equations we have P and R2. Okay, so we can calculate P and R2. So P value is 25.88 Newton, which we have to calculate, and R2 also we can write it down, 141.41 Newton. Okay, now what was asked in the question? Only P was asked. Okay, so this is the final answer. And P angle, it is already given in the question. Okay, if you see the question, here the angle which P makes with respect to vertical, it is already given 45 degree. Okay, so no need to separately calculate the angle. So we have calculated the P force. Now what we have exactly done in this numerical, understand that. Okay, because that is important here. What is given here, there are two cylinders, C1 and C2, and both the cylinders center, it is connected by this rigid bar. Okay, and now since this cylinder C1 is on this inclined surface, it will try to roll in downward direction. Okay, and this cylinder C2, it is also on inclined surface, it will try to roll in downward direction. But what we do is we apply this force P such that the complete system is in equilibrium. Okay, so that is why we calculated what should be the value of P, so that this system is in equilibrium. Okay, so we'll see the next question now. Understand the numerical. A bar of length and negligible weight rests in horizontal position on two smooth inclined planes. So here you can see this plane and this plane. These two planes are inclined. Angle of inclination is given over here. This is 30 degree and this angle is 50 degree. Okay. Now what is asked in the question? Now this is given in the question that negligible weight. Okay, so here we don't have weight. Weight is not given in the question. That is the first part which you should note. Then what is asked to calculate here? Determine the distance x at which the load Q 150 Newton. Okay, so here you can see Q load is there, 150 Newton, should be placed from point B to keep the bar horizontal. So in this numerical, what is given? We have two inclined surfaces, angles are given over here, and the bar is given here, and we have to neglect the weight of this bar. Okay, and P force is given from point A, it is at a distance of 0.5 meter, and we have to find out what should be the location of this Q, which is equal to 150 Newton from point B, so that this bar AB, it remains horizontal. Okay, so we'll draw FBD of bar first. So I'll draw the FBD. So this will be bar AB. Okay, now here we have a surface. So I'll show the surface over here. Okay, so I have shown the surfaces. Okay, now we'll show the reaction part. What is given in the question? Two smooth inclined planes, meaning here coefficient of friction value for both the surfaces are 0. Okay, so there will not be friction between this bar and this inclined surface. Okay, so that is given in the question. So here we have to show the reaction now. This reaction will be perpendicular. So this will be reaction at point A, RA. Okay, and same way we have to show the reaction at this location. This will be perpendicular and this will be RB. Okay, now after that we will show some active forces. Okay, so this is one force which is acting. What is that force? P equal to 250 Newton, which is at a distance of 0.5 meter from A. Okay, so I'll mark the distance. This distance is 0.5 meter. And next, if you see this Q, magnitude of Q is given in the question, 150 Newton. And we have to calculate this X distance. Okay, now total length of the bar, it is given in the question. So I'll show the total length of the bar. So this is the total length of the bar. It is given in the question 3 meter. Okay, so I have drawn, what is this? This is FBD of bar AB. Okay, now what about the angles? If you consider the angle part, this angle, if you see, this is making a triangle over here. Okay, 30, 60, 90 triangle. So this is 90, so this angle will be 60 degree. So alternate angle, this angle is 60 degree. Okay, same way here, this is 90 degree, this is 50 degree. So this angle will be 40 degree. So with respect to horizontal, this angle will be 40 degree. Okay, now we will use conditions of equilibrium. Here you can see this system, it is not concurrent, it is not parallel. So this is general force system, and it is all the forces are acting along a single plane. So this is coplanar. Okay, so there will be three conditions: summation fx equal to 0, summation fy equal to 0, and moment about a point equal to 0. Okay, so I will write down the first condition: summation fx is equal to 0. Okay, now you have to add all the forces in x direction. Okay, so what will be that? If you consider RA, x component of RA, it will be towards right. Okay, and angle with respect to horizontal is 60. So it will be plus RA cos 60. Next we will take RB. Okay, now this is RB, x component will be towards left. Okay, so it will be minus RB, angle is with respect to x axis 40 degrees, so cos 40. Then what are the remaining components? Any other thing is remaining? No, in x direction. So this will be equal to 0. This is equation 1. Next we will write summation fy equal to 0. Okay, in this case, what will be y component of this RA? It will be in upward direction. Okay, so plus RA sin 60. Then next RB, it is also in upward direction, so plus RB sin 40. Then don't forget the two remaining forces. Okay, these are in downward direction, so minus 250 minus 150. So if you simplify this, you will get RA sin 60 plus RB sin 40 is equal to 400. This is equation number 2. Solving equation 1 and 2, we will get value of RA and RB. Okay, so RA is equal to 311.14 Newton. Okay, here you can see the unit of force, it is given in Newton. Okay, so unit will be Newton, and RB, it is equal to 203 Newton. Okay, now RA angle with respect to horizontal, what is that angle? 60 degree. And RB angle with respect to horizontal, it is 40 degree. So we have to show the angles also. So RA angle with respect to horizontal, this is 60 degree, and RB angle, it will be in this direction with respect to horizontal, it is 40 degree. Okay, now these are not the answers. What is asked, we have to calculate distance x. Okay, this x distance we have to calculate. Okay, now since we have this RA, RB, now we can take summation of moment. Okay, now what we will do is we will take summation of moment about point B. Why? Because then only we will get this moment of Q. Okay, what will be that moment? If you keep your thumb at point B, if you keep your index finger over here, this is anti-clockwise moment. So it will be plus 150 into distance is x. So in that way, if you take the moment, you can calculate x. So I'll write down summation of moment about B is equal to 0. Okay, now what is this summation of moment about point B equal to 0? Keep your thumb over here. Keep your index finger at this location. Okay, now if you recall, for this RA we have two components. One is vertical component and one is horizontal component. And horizontal component line of action, it passes through point B. So moment of horizontal component will be 0. What about vertical component? What is the distance of this vertical component from point B? It is 3 meter. Okay, keep your thumb at B, keep your index finger at this location, and vertical component we have to rotate. So it will be clockwise. So minus of RA sine 60 into distance is 3. That we have to write. Minus RA sine 60 into distance is 3. Next, this 250 Newton, it is acting in downward direction. Keep your thumb at B, keep your index finger over here, rotate it in the direction of arrow. This is anti-clockwise. So it will be plus 250 into what will be this distance? Total is 3 and this distance is 0.5. So 2.5. So 250 into 2.5. It will be positive. Plus 250 into 2.5. Next moment, if you see next force, it is Q. Okay, so Q, what is the moment direction of this? If you keep your thumb at point B, keep your index finger over here, rotate it in the direction of arrow, it is anti-clockwise. Okay, so plus 150 into distance is x equal to 0. So plus 150 x equal to 0. Now in this equation, we know value of RA. RA we have calculated over here. So RA value we know. What is the only unknown in this equation? X. So we can calculate value of x. So x is equal to 1.22 meter. This is final answer. So what we have calculated in this numerical, a rod is given AB and force is applied over here, P force and Q force, and these are the inclined surfaces. Okay, now this rod, it is having negligible weight, so weight is not there, and P force is given, Q force is given. So what should be the distance x so that this rod will remain horizontal? That we have calculated. We'll stop over here with the numericals related to equilibrium. Okay, tomorrow we will start with friction.